thanks for coming back to the BNS channel. My name is EdieAnne. I'm an independent Scentsy consultant, a superstar director with Scentsy. I've been with Scentsy for 10 years, but I want to talk to you guys about something that is pretty near and dear to my heart, and that is helping people figure out what their why is. I'm going to have some of you that are saying, why what? What do you mean your why, Edie? What does that mean? So in our lifetime, we are always striving to find our purpose, our reason for being on this earth, for trying to make it through every day with a drive that propels us forward. And for some people, that's super easy. But for the majority of the people, it can be very challenging. It can be very difficult to understand your purpose and drive to even get up in the morning. Am I right? Finding your why allows you to focus on the thing in your heart, in your soul, that will give you that propulsion, that momentum to get out of bed in the morning, to jump on your feet and be like, I am here, world, hear me roar, right? Okay, it doesn't have to be that dramatic, but you know what I mean, okay? And so in our Scentsy world, and to be fair, it's not just Scentsy. I think the reason that I correlate the two is because it's the time of my life where I figured mine out. I figured out my why. So Scentsy became this catalyst of allowing me to be more driven, more focused, more aligned to what it is that I'm supposed to be doing in this world. And it gives clarity. It gives understanding. And I think we all thrive and strive for clarity and understanding, especially in the world that we're in today, right? Where there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of misunderstandings. So I think we thrive very, very hard to internalize and figure out what it is that we're doing. So I feel very blessed that part of my purpose on this earth is to help others like yourself figure that out and to figure out what your why is. So what I want to present to you, I need you to be very open-minded. I need you to be very honest with yourself, and I need you to be allowing of whatever feelings and emotions may come up during this process. It is highly unlikely that we will get through the entire process together on this video, but it will definitely be a good starting point for you to be moving in the right direction to figure it out. So the first thing that I need you to understand is there is a very distinct difference between your why and goals, okay? The difference is that you need goals to achieve your why, okay? So they do coexist, but they are different, okay? And for the most part, your goals will change along the way in your life. They will morph. They will be accomplished, and you'll create new goals. Whereas your why is so seated in who you are as an individual and in your soul that the likeliness of it changing is very, very low. Okay? I also want you to understand is goals, and we're going to talk about both because it's super important. They do have to coexist, okay? Goals are basically nouns. So they're people, they're places, they're things, they're tangibles. okay? Things you can see, hear, touch, senses, right? A why is an emotion. Your why is an emotion. It can be tied into a verb, but it is ultimately an emotion, okay? So the goals that you have, the people, places, things, help you to gain that emotion, okay? Does that make sense so far? You need goals to achieve your why. Your goals are things that you do, places you see, people you have in your life, whereas those things are what are going to allow you to achieve the why in your life. Okay? So if I were to ask you, what is your why? Most people, and we're going to use my example, okay? I am going to delve deep with myself for you, okay? I'm going to become an open book. Originally, I might have said that my why was so that I didn't have to work outside of the home, and that eventually I could get it to the point where my husband didn't have to work either. The more you work with this, the more you're going to understand that that is a very superficial layer, and it's a goal. My goal is to not work outside of the house. My goal is to not have my husband working, that he can stay home. Okay? 2 problems with this one. We're going to dissect her, okay? 2 problems with this one. One is it's a goal, it's not a why. And 2, I'm not allowed to have a why for somebody else. Right? The why that I want to be able to allow my husband to stay home, that's his why. That's not mine. And it's not even a why, but that's his, not mine. Okay? So you cannot, and these are some of the rules around creating your why or understanding your why. You cannot have your why be about somebody else. It has to be 100% about you. You are the only one that can internalize the reason you get out of bed in the morning and do the things that you do. Okay? You're the only one who can live your life. Okay. So that means that we need to eliminate the portion that I am talking about my husband. All right. So that means that I'm going to now focus on the fact that I want to stay home and not work outside the house. So the next thing I need to do is to dig deeper. In the sales realm, they call it peeling back the onion to get to the core. There are many fruits that have better analogies. You could do the rings on a tree, whatever. We need to get to the core. We need to get to the center, the root of your emotion that is driving you, okay? So the question I have to ask myself is, Edie, why is it important for you to stay home and not work outside of the house? And my response would be, 1, because I just don't really enjoy working for other people. I want to be my own boss. And that's something that I've always wanted, was to be my own entrepreneur. That sounds like a pretty good goal, right? That's a pretty good goal. So then I would ask myself, well, Edie, then why is it important for you to be an entrepreneur? Like why? Why does that matter? And my response would be, well, because I feel that it would give me more freedom. I could potentially have more money if I'm doing a good job. But I would be able to, be here. I wouldn't have to go in my car every day and get to work. And, I just feel like it would give me more freedom to live a better life. Okay, so Edie, why does the freedom matter in your life? Okay, why is having freedom going to make or break how you feel? Well, because it's, I don't know, it just gives me a sense of accomplishment. Like, it makes me feel like I'm accomplished. Okay, so we're getting much closer. We're getting much closer because I'm now talking about feelings, right? Feelings are emotions. So because I know, and this is where you have to be honest with yourself. You know yourself. I know that feeling accomplished is a large component to how I was brought up. Okay? So this is where we start to dig very, very, very deep. I had a school teacher for a mother, and very often my mom would encourage you to do better than you were. Okay? So there was always that need to feel like you had accomplished something or that you could do better. Right? And so internally, I view success as accomplishment. Well, that's great. But I don't know that that's driving me. To feel accomplished doesn't necessarily drive me. And here's why I know why. Because there have been many times in my life that I have accomplished things. Here's the key for me. Now, this may resonate with some of you, but this is the key for me. When I have accomplished something, I'm constantly looking to do something else, to accomplish something more, to be accomplishing all the time. So now that becomes a thing that I'm doing, accomplishing. Okay? So that's where it takes the emotion out of it and becomes a goal. Are we following me? Okay. So I'm constantly wanting to accomplish things, complete things, achieve things. That's super important to my being. Okay? That momentum does give me the drive to get up in the morning. But why, Edie, do you feel that you are needing to achieve? Why, Edie, are you wanting to accomplish more and more and more? Because it's never enough. Now, I have done this numerous times, and it still gives me the chills. It still gives me the chills. My why is so that I feel as though I'm enough. I need to know in my core that I'm enough. And the way that I do that is by achieving and accomplishing and moving forward. So the goals that I have set, it doesn't matter what the goals are. Here's the kicker. When you have found what your why is, those goals, it doesn't matter what they are, as long as you have some, right? Those goals are only the catalyst or the driving force to get you to that why. And for me, it's to feel as though I'm enough. I have been told many times in my life, Edie, who are you if you're not striving? I struggle with that. Why? Because it's never enough. Because I, in my soul, need to feel like I'm enough. And here's why. Again, I have worked really hard with this. As I was growing up, that same teacher who had complete and utter love for me and just wanted me to be my best. As a young child, I only interpreted that as you're never enough. You don't say enough, you don't do enough, you don't study enough, you don't act enough, you don't talk enough, you don't sleep enough, you don't eat enough, you don't clean enough. You just don't do enough. But on the parent side and the teacher side, all it was trying to push me to be a better, now I know that as an adult, right? As a child, I didn't know that. Just constantly pushing me to be a better person. And so the way for me to do that was to constantly strive, constantly achieve, constantly accomplish. And so I'm constantly looking for that seed that can make me feel as though I'm enough. Here's the kicker. Our why is completely internalized. Our why is something that we can only do for ourselves. Those goals will help you get there. Those goals will help you get to your why. They are different. They coexist. Does this all make sense? Does this all make sense? I think that if you can be honest with yourself, and if you need a partner to help you do that, then do it, right? If you need the person that's going to constantly say, okay, now Edie, why is that important? Edie, why do you feel like you need to have that? Edie, why do you need that? Edie, why do you need that? If you need that person, then find somebody to do that, right? They can be insightful if they're listening to you, but you got to be honest with your answers, right? Because otherwise you're just going to spin around in a circle answering the same question a gazillion different ways. And that's kind of where we get stuck, right? So sometimes you do need that outside person to say, okay, wait a minute. You said that before. Why is that important to you? Why is it so important that you're stuck there? Right? Finding your why can be a game changer. It can allow you to understand yourself better. It can allow you to have momentum. It can allow you to be a better parent, a better teacher, a better friend, a better consultant. Because you have purpose, you have drive, you have passion for the goals, but for the why. Why are you doing it all in the first place? Why do all of these goals that you're trying to achieve even matter? That's why I say that the goals, what you're doing, the goals are important to do. Don't get that wrong. The goals are important to do. They are a massive part of the journey to the why, okay? But what those goals are don't matter as much as the why itself. Okay? I hope that makes sense to you guys. I hope that helps you understand how to find your why. I hope that you can dig deep, ask the questions, and be honest. Okay? Let me know if you know your why. If you feel like sharing it, share it. If you don't, that's okay. Just as long as you know, because honestly, that's all that matters, is how you live your life. Have an amazing day. Bye.